Shabbat Shalom, everybody, and you are welcome to the Shabbat of this morning. Once more, the Parashat I will discuss about this morning is Parashat Vayishlach. With me, it's Sen. And I subtitled the Parashat of this morning as, and Yaakov was alone. And Yaakov was alone. Remember, there is no way under the sun that you can hear God without being alone. God will never speak to you if you are not alone. You must be alone for God to speak to you. Why is this? Because God doesn't want those noises. God doesn't want another waves, another another frequency. He just wants his own frequency. And Adam was in the garden. There are other creation outside of the garden. That's why they call it a garden. It's fenced. They call it in Hebrew Zayad. It's fenced. So why God put this man inside this fence alone? But because he needs 100% concentration of Adam. He went all the way to Abraham. God said, this man, you cannot survive here. You cannot prosper here. Me and you cannot be good friends in this land. You have to move from this land to another place, a quiet place, where nobody can disturb me and you. Total friendship. It's not religion. No, it's relationship. God doesn't save you because of your religion. There is nowhere under the sun that you become a child of God because your religion is this. Even though Judaism, God doesn't care about that. God cares about your relationship with Him. That is the key. And now, Yaakov was alone. Now, God began to speak to him. And he wrestled with the man. And his name that was crooked became straight. He was alone. The prophet Balaam said, these are solitary people. They will never be mixed. They don't like, the way the Holy One Blessed He created them as simple, holy, separated people. They are solitary. We must always be alone. If you are not alone, I'm not saying that abandon your family, that's not what I'm saying. And what I'm saying is this, that you have to concentrate, you have to give yourself, you have to overcome yourself for God to speak to you. Right. Canada, by any measure, is one of the wealthiest and one of the most influential countries in the world. With that said, it also has the largest wealth gap of any one nation in the world. This is not praise. It is a reality which unfortunately is part of the serious side effect of being a capitalistic country. Please understand, I am fully in favor of people earning a good living. At the same time, however, we must accept the responsibility of taking care of those less fortunate, of those who have had few opportunity to obtain a good education. I am speaking not of those who choose not. I am speaking not of those who choose not to work hard or those who want to be lazy. No. That's not the people I'm talking about. I am speaking of those who are less fortunate, whose chances for success are either severely limited or not available at all. Maybe because of the way they were born, maybe through genetic or through one way or the other, they were less fortunate. This is not a political or philosophical discussion. I am referring to the hope and belief that we all agree on the principles of earning and supporting. I believe that one reason there is such disparity lies in the fact that the wealthy do not live among those who are desperately poor and therefore fail to truly recognize the need. There is far too much lip service with regard to claiming we all should take care of the less fortunate. For example, here in Montreal, I am so close and yet so far away from the severe homeless crisis right here in this beautiful affluent city. While I may live in a relatively modest home, it is comfortable, it is spacious enough for my family's needs, and in viewing the big picture, provide excellent shelter for me and my family. We have plenty of good and healthy, delicious food to eat. We live amid a good and a nice neighborhood, a good street. Yet, when I drive around the city, I cringe at the homeless situation we all tend to feel sorry about and wonder how these people live. How did they come to this level? How did this man become homeless? How much healthy food, or does he even eat at all or not? This is what I'm saying here is this, that yes, Canada is a very wealthy nation, right? As compared to other countries, but still yet the gap between the rich and the poor is just innumerable. It's just too high, right? And we see people suffering on the street, and then everybody, oh, white people are suffering, and this and that. That is the result of what is called capitalism, right? Where capitalism is the idea that me and me alone, and you, I don't care. Whatever me, if I can do it, if I can make it, why can't you do it too? Why can't you make it? So, but there are people that are given the opportunity with what? With silver spoon. Not even silver spoon. Some of them are given with golden spoon. So somebody that went to what do you call it? That went to Oshlaga College, for example. I'm giving an example to Oshlaga College, and someone that went to Oxford. How do you compare both of them? That means that went to Harvard. How do you compare that man with one that went to some high school or some university in the North Pole? It won't work, because those people, that went to those high elite schools, right? They have a alumni. They have a group of them that control everywhere. As soon as you finish from that school, oh, my friend, you are my friend. Okay, even though you don't know nothing, because you are my friend, they put you in that high position for their bidding. So when they need you, they say, Mr. John, the situation has come. Can you fix it? Oh, my friend, they fix it. For you, who doesn't have a connection, they don't care, right? So it is not what you know, it is who you know, right? So that is the problem of capitalistic understanding. A few months ago, a young man and a woman knocked on my door. I had to decide whether to open the door or not. In this case, I decided to go outside and speak with the young man and woman in the front of my house. They began to tell me their story, which I initially listened to and what somewhat half-heartedly. They explained they were collecting for a religious charity, which assured that the entire donation would go directly to help the homeless population of Montreal, offering shelter and food and clothing. Because we all understand those people that come to your door and knock. That's the time most of them they come to my door, I don't even open. Then, but I decided to open just to hear what is going on, because some people they come and start sharing you some leaflets and start preaching to you about one kind of a God that I don't understand. Anyway, so I said, okay, let me open and see. And sometimes when you give money to all these people, they take all the money and put in their pocket, and the thing that they want to do, they don't do it at all. Zero. And you wonder, all the donation, where does it go? Nobody knows, only God knows. Anyway, I decided to open and hear what these people were saying. They were communicating. I was not even interested at all, but they said, okay, let me just, hear what they want to say. I was about finished with them being polite, ready to say, thank you, I'm not interested. But there was something that stopped me, made me continue to listen. The young man told me that he was once homeless and now wanted to give back, to try to help the homeless in a meaningful and purposeful way. At that, I gave them a donation, which was more than I would ever give to a typical person coming to knock at my door. There was a direct connection, an avenue for me to help typical person coming to the front of my door. There was a direct connection, an avenue to help but not solve those around us in need. This young man owned his world, his experiences, and his inner drive to help others in distress were precious to him. Such focus to help himself and now help others says far more than others who have inherited wealth and are content to simply living a good and a wonderful life. I wanted to jam the door, but because this young man told me that he was once homeless, he was once helpless, he was once without clothing, that was just a direct connection. It has a direct connection with me. Because I remember myself when I was young, I always said, people, the thing I hate in my life is to waste food. You can't even imagine how it boiled in my bone when somebody wastes food. Because I was once like that. Back home, where people had to eat, right? And you have a plenty and you are throwing it off and you are wasting it. Yeah, I hate it. So I was able to connect with this guy. Say, oh, that he doesn't have a clothes, doesn't have a shelter. Oh, wow. I see. It's tough. It's hard. We don't know what drives him to that stage. We don't know. Yes, I found that there's a lot of situations that people put themselves to fall into such a situation. Maybe drinking, alcoholism, maybe drugs addict, and so on and so forth. But this guy was able to bring himself up and trying to help other people just like him who were in such a situation before. Going home to home, trying to say, this is my experience, please help. So with such a thing, his speech was connected to me because I can understand him very well. And that is why we always say, when you ask, you are sick, right? You say, oh, Yeshua HaMashiach, please help me because I have headache. Yeshua HaMashiach understands what is headache, right? He knows, oh, because he was once at headache. He was once weak. When you say, oh, I'm weak, help me, you understand your situation. They can connect with you. When you come and say, Angel Michael, please help me, Angel Michael will look at you, are you stupid? Because he was never weak. He doesn't have headache. He doesn't understand your situation. But Yeshua HaMashiach understands your situation very well. But it was once with a flesh and bone. So this is the connection that I have with this, or that I had with this young man. I must say that there are plenty of opportunity to help the homeless. We may not be able to fix that problem, but we can try to help individuals one by one. I recall seeing a woman in the parking lot of a shopping center going over to a homeless woman and speaking to her for about 10 minutes. It blew me away. It only cost her a few minutes of her time to do an elite essay. I also know someone who keeps boxes of healthy breakfast bar in her car, handing them over to the homeless individual on the street. I myself, prior to walking into, for example, Tim Hortons, noticed a homeless person, and instead of giving just a handout of money, I said no. I asked, what could I get you? He said, I need a hot chocolate. Then I go in, buy the hot chocolate, and I give it to him. He go drink. I understand. There was a time I was also in Walmart. There was a lady. The lady said, oh, I want to give me some money. So I went to the lady. I said, are you hungry? He said, yes, I want to eat. I said, I'm not giving you money. What do you want? He said, I want egg, I want this, I want this, I want bread. I said, okay, follow me. This is Walmart. I'll buy you your egg, your bread, the oil, whatever you need. He said, no, I'm not going inside. I said, why don't you go inside with me? He said, because if I go with you, another person will come and take my place. I said, oh, you are not hungry yet. When you are hungry, you follow me. See, those are the people that are taking it for money. Those people don't help them because they don't need help. But if someone is really hungry, you follow. You get it and you go home because that is what you want. But people, try to deceive other people just so they think that you are fool and you are not a fool, right? So this is the idea. You help people who really want to help themselves. The individual who has lived hunger and poverty, who has been there, done that, rinsed out. This is an individual who knows what it takes, or who knows what it looks like to rise from the dust up. But if you have not been there, a person that that everything his life is given to him on the silver spoon, how does he understand? We were watching a documentary or a movie yesterday. There's a lady in the movie. The mama is a wealthy woman, and the mama is saying, but the mama was a poor woman before she became wealthy. And the grandmama is saying to the granddaughter, because the granddaughter went to the elite school, the mama said, when I was like you, I was poor. And so therefore now, I want you to go and learn the way I did it myself to become wealthy, right? I want you to go to one of my stores and become not the manager, not the director, but to become people that sweep on the floor. They say, Mama, grandmama, no, I can't do that. What do you mean? This is punishment. The mama said, okay, you want to do that? Okay. If you don't want to do that, I cut off your credit card, cut off everything. You don't have no inheritance. The girl scratches her head and says, grandmama is right. Because when you give to children on the place of a silver spoon or whatever it is, they don't understand how mama or their mama, their papa or their parent get to that level. You need to teach your children how to understand money. For us as Jews, money is gold. Gold is extremely, for us, is precious, right? We don't give our gold outside. No. We take from outside, inside. Your own, you don't give outside. You bring it inside. It's more inside, so that you can accumulate it. When you teach your children how to make money, when you teach your children how to preserve gold, I'm telling you, they will never ever be the same again. But when the children think that I can just blow all the papa money and the mama money away, and then when they grow up, it becomes a problem. Right? All the things that you think that you are building, I'm telling you, as soon as that man or that woman dies, that thing will be destroyed. Because they don't have the understanding to maintain it. Everything will just finish. So, now, I hope you all understand that situation now. Now let's come down to the Parashat of this morning. The Torah states in the Parashat, Vayishlach, Bereshit chapter 32, verse 25, Yaakov remained alone. A man or a stranger appeared and wrestled with him until just before the daybreak. Rashi comments on the word, and Yaakov remained alone. He forgot, they say in the Midrash, he forgot a small jar and returned for them. This Rashi is brought as an explanation in the Gemara Kulin 91a in the Talmud. He said, which explains that this verse is speaking of Yaakov wrestling with an angel. The verse states, and Yaakov was left alone, and the man wrestled with him until the breaking of the day. Rabbi Eliezer says, the reason Yaakov remained alone was that he remained to collect some small pitcher of his jar that had been left behind, and there it is derived that the positions of the righteous are dearer to them than their bodies. I repeat again, from this explanation in the Talmud, Rabbi Eliezer said that the position of the righteous, the positions, what they have, that what they possess, is more dearer to them than their body. I'm going to explain. And why do they care so much about their possessions? That is the question. Why is it that the righteous care about their possessions? It is because they do not stretch out their hands to partake in his stolen properties. This is what he's saying. Yaakov worked hard for what he had. It wasn't given to him on the platter of gold. No. First time, 7 years. Another one 7 years. And he worked all that. In total, he worked 22 years to gather everything that he had. And do you think that a man that work hard, that suffer, that take sheep into, I mean, like, what do you call it, weeks and weeks and months, and bring them home, and in the sun, in the desert, now we just take the property that he has amassed, and they say, I don't care about it? No. Those people doesn't care about what they have. I'm telling you, go read very, very well. Those people are just people that, those things, they don't work for it. They get it from their father, their mama, their brother, or maybe lottery, because they didn't work for it. But when you work for a thing with your sweat, you preserve it, you protect it, no matter what. Okay. The pahim ketanim is something of your own sweat and tears, your own handwork or your own handiwork that was not served to you on a silver platter. No. We know that Yaakov Avinu, at this junction in his life, was a very wealthy man. Yes, he was very wealthy, had a lot of animals. But still yet, those minute things, he takes them very, very serious. He protects them because he knows how hard, how complex it is to become wealthy. Even though with all the plan that Laban, his uncle, which later become his father-in-law, planned against him, God made him to overcome them all, to make him wealthy. Nevertheless, he cares for and risks being harmed by returning to retrieve something that someone else would have viewed as disposable or replaceable, not feel the true value and the meaning. Like the rich people that we have now, yeah, forget about that, because most of them, it is they call them the fat cat on the table, right? In my language, they said the monkey walk and the baboon eat. And when the monkey refused to walk, the baboon get mad because the monkey refused to walk. Because the walk of the monkey feeds the baboon. See, understanding this principle. That man that is standing there with his big fat stomach, right? That goes Monday, he has no job, Monday to Sunday or Sunday to Sunday, he goes to the golf club, play golf. That's it. Right? And the people who are working under him, you are a number to them. A dollar sign. You are replaceable. They can do whatever they want to do. That is the system. That is the works they build. Right? But you have to be smart to break through that works and be your own self-made man. Self-made woman. Very, very important. And that is why our people always say, for the Jews, for us, we have to be self-made. Try as much as possible by yourself to be self-made. I am always amazed, actually dumbfounded, when people simply state that the synagogue or the community should do such and such. The community is the collective entity of every one of its members and participants in the synagogue. The community is not a person. No, it is the people. The community is the people. People should be doing what they are claiming that the community should be doing. It is always easier to spend someone else's money than your own money, right? A person who works hard appreciates the result so much more than the individual who inherits the result of someone else's labor. When you work for it yourself, I'm telling you, you know how to spend every cent. My son, one day, I took him to this store. They didn't close it at that time. I wasn't know what that store again that we went in Onju. They close it now. The Bay. Thank you. So as we were inside the car, so my son was saying, "Oh, Papa, you're going to buy me this shoe, the sneakers. This sneaker." I said, "Okay." I said, "I'm not buying you nothing." He said, "Why?" I said, "You go work and get your own to go buy." He said, "But Papa, you have a lot of money." I said, "No, my money is not for you. My money is for my grandchildren. When you have children, I give them all my money. You go work." He said, "No, that's not fair, Papa." I said, that is exactly. They have that understanding that Papa's money is my money. But no, Papa work hard for his own money. You have to work for your own money, not depending on Papa's money. That is it. So put that in their head. We went down there. Then I said, okay, so I was thinking, okay, let me see what he's going to say. So I went down there to the store. So he saw all those shoes. I said, okay, take one. So he said, okay, then you look. He saw the one that is $180. He said, Papa, this is one. I said, oh. I said, do you have the $180? He said, no, but you have to give it to me. I said, no, I'm not giving it to you. I said, the maximum I'll give to you is $20. And so I give you $20, then you buy this one, then you give me back $160 from your bank. He said, no, Papa, I don't want to spend my money. Ah, you don't want to spend your money, but you can spend my own money. You see that? You see the understanding. So he said, his own money is good for him, but other people's money I can spend. The same idea. No, let them understand how to spend money. When you manage your own money well, then Papa can help you more. But if you don't manage your own money well, you don't depend on my own money is my own money. Your own money is your own money. So most people, that is what we do. Is sadly enough, it is like that. So the Torah is saying, and Yaakov was alone. Be alone, you can communicate. There is that friendship, you can hear. Those people came, they knocked. I was listening to them, okay, but I wasn't interested in what they are saying until that guy told me I was once a homeless person. So, and that connected with me instantly because I was once also hungry. I understand that. We were small. My mama would cook like this, water boiling it. Mama, don't worry, God will provide. As a young man, I never understood. What do you mean that God will provide? My mouth needs food, not air, right? Don't tell me God. Children don't understand. They don't know. But the parents understood. Right? It is like that. So when you see someone that is hungry, you ask them they are hungry. Please give food. Don't give money. Ask them, you want to eat? I give you food. And do not, in no circumstance, in no form or shape, waste food. Because to grow a bread is complex. If you know the process to have a bread, I'm telling you, you will never ever waste a bread. A bread, you need a food in general. Okay? Because you need to plant it. It's not just planting it alone. That seed has to die. Can you imagine that? For that seed to grow, to become alive again, and to multiply. And you have to work again to till it, to go harvest it. It's a complex work. Why do you want to waste it? Why wasting it? I know in North America we have too much. We throw away, but it's not good. It's not good. It's not good. So in the Talmud, it's in Pirkei Avot, the same of the fathers. In chapter 5, verse 26, it states down there that Ben-Hay says the reward is in the proportion to the exaction. The reward is in proportion to the exaction. Even though this Mishnah is speaking of Torah learning and fulfillment of the mitzvot, I nevertheless consider it to be true with ordinary everyday work and obtaining of a position. When you put exact pressure on the string, the pressure you exert is in exact proportion to how it's going to bounce back. When you do it like this, it means two. When you press it more, it bounces. It's exact proportion. Meaning, God will reward everyone according to what you do. Everybody. You do negative, God will reward you exactly what you do. You do the positive, God will reward you exactly of what you do. Exactly. It will not be more or less. Exactly. Rabbi Israel Salanta points out that Rashi says possession of the righteous are dearer to them than their bodies. He focuses on the word tzaddikim, which means the righteous. It is the righteous who consider their money or their possessions greater and dearer than their bodies, specifically pointing to their body, not the bodies of others. Their body, not others. The righteous do not consider their money or possession more precious than someone else. No. People's lives are precious to them, and they tend to lend hand of help for every soul that requests. I think the next time we find ourselves alone with our thoughts, we should think of someone else outside of our particular comfort zone, our particular comfort environment. Take some of our precious hard-earned little jars and do something big, something righteous with them. Right? This is the ultimate display of Sadiq, seeing his own precious item. They are not necessarily for himself, they are indeed ultimately for others. When what you have, they say this is mine. And when you can lend it to assist, to help, to make progress in the life of others, that is exactly what God is talking about, that you are serving God. Serving God is not, oh my God, no. Serving God is serving others. Serving God is serving humanity. Because the God that you don't see, you can serve him. But when you serve his creation, because that man, that woman, that boy, that girl is created according to the Torah in the book of Bereshit, that person is created in the image of Elohim. And when you help the image of Elohim, you are helping Elohim. That is it. So please, let us reconsider our thoughts, our side, to be alone. It is always very important to be alone. Draw back. Don't draw too much close to the mosaic. If you are too close to the mosaic, to the pictures, you can't see it because it is light in your face. But when you draw very, very back, you can see the whole picture. You can say, oh wow, it's good, it's nice, it's beautiful. But when you are too close to it, you can see the complex, the totality of it. But God wants us to see the totality of the Torah. Don't pick from the Torah and say, this is what the Torah says, this is what Jesus said, or this is what one person said. Do you read down? Do you read up? Do you look at the complexity? Do you look at the holistic of what he's saying? Or you just pick the one that suits you and say, preaching it to the people. That is the truth, or nothing but the truth. But that is not the truth. That is what fits you. But the one that doesn't fit you, you throw it away. You are serving yourself, not the Holy One. Blessed be. So we have to serve him, not man. You take it in the totality. It fits you, it doesn't fit you, you do it. Because Torah is action, not word, not blah blah. It's a walk. I say you told us that Torah is a yoke on our back. Yeshua said the same thing. Come, I will take your heavy yoke and I will give you a small yoke. Yeshua never said, I will take your yoke and that is it, you are free like a bird. No, it's a yoke. The Torah is a small yoke. We can carry it. If we cannot carry it, the Holy One, blessed be He, will never give us in the first place. It's not a wicked God, it's not a wicked Father. But it's a small yoke. For us to be responsible, it is responsibility. You stand with your own action. But if God may say, okay, you are not responsible, you become irresponsible children. And God doesn't want that. He wants his children to be responsible. Yaakov was responsible. Yaakov was alone. Parashat, Vayishlach. Shabbat Shalom.